What's good, y'all? Got another video. As y'all see though, this shit came out 20 minutes ago. I ain't even expect to react to this shit, but I might as well. So, was yesterday Monday? Okay, the reason why I wanna watch this is because this nigga Jay won the little battle royale shit. To go to what's that shit? The go against CM Punk, right? But I think it should have been AJ Styles, bro. Like, real shit. But we gonna react to this shit. Shots to WrestleMania, my nigga.
With another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of The Red Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE fans unhappy with Jey Uso's win, the real reason behind Jey Uso's win over LA Knight, WWE makes major changes to Raw, WWE on ESPN is a flop, WWE refused to help a dying wrestler, and much more. Be sure to subscribe.
But I wanna try to keep up with like all this shit, like, and I will. So it should start.
Maybe hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. As always, we won't recap the show, but we will provide you with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. And yes, there is a downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number one, Seth surrenders the title. Now it is official, Seth Rollins is no longer World Heavyweight Champion. WWE would explain on Raw that the vision...
But Triple H, it's not no excuse to give Punk that motherfucking title now. No excuse, my guy. So when he go against Jay, I don't think Jay gonna win anyway, bro. Especially what I just seen. Cause Jimmy, he gonna cost in the match, twin. I'm telling you, twin.
Aggravated Rollins' shoulder injury from Crown Jewel, and he's now on the shelf indefinitely. Whilst it's not the most creative story...
On Seth Rollins, he done, bro. He done. They said he don't come back till like maybe after WrestleMania type shit. He's done. And he 40, twin, like 41. He ain't gonna be, I don't think he's gonna be a main event. You know what I'm saying? The main event really anymore. But you never know. Cause CM Punk, that nigga 47. So.
Line in the world.
But I just feel like they ain't gonna take risks on him no more, bro. Unless he changes his moveset. I think he should. Yeah, he should just do that. Change his moveset, bro. If he don't, it's over with. He gonna keep getting injured, twin.
It does present the Vision as incredibly strong and gives Rollins a natural babyface arc when he returns. It's also pretty crazy that both the women's and men's World Heavyweight Championships have been vacated in 2025, and there's some
Damn, that's crazy.
similarities. Both won the Money in the Bank ladder match, both won their cash-ins, and both got pregnant. No, wait a minute. No, just Naomi got pregnant, Rollins is injured. Number two, new champions.
I thought he did.
Last, we have new tag team champions, as Dragon Lee and AJ Styles, who fans are hilarious.
Yo, these niggas with these masks, bro.
Labeling
all I can see is Rey Mysterio, twin.
As a...
If you get stuck on a melody, or if you just feel like you can't get a song started, Output's co-producer is very dope.
Jay Lee took the titles from the Judgment Day in a great matchup. Let's be fair, the Judgment Day's reign has been utterly appalling, and hopefully WWE commit to having Lee and AJ defend the titles on a regular basis, as the Judgment Day only had 2 defenses in 112 odd days. Number 3, Becky's promo. Despite being a heel, Becky Lynch thankfully took issue with fellow heel Paul Heyman masterminding the attack on her husband Seth Rollins. Lynch would confront Heyman backstage, calling him a penguin-faced prick, and the two had an intense showdown. Now, this is the type of booking that WWE needs, as continuity and logic shouldn't go out the window just because two talents happen to be on the same side of the moral compass. Number 4, Dom's face turn is definitely coming. Dominic Mysterio is slowly but surely turning into one of the most popular acts in the company. The Eddie Guerrero-esque gimmick is getting insanely over with the audience, and his Intercontinental title reign is truly starting to cook. And is Nikki turning heel? And Nikki Bella made a return to WWE programming last night, making the save for world champion Stephanie Becker as she was being attacked by the Judgment Day. Nikki received a thunderous pop from the live crowd, and fans are theorizing that Nikki's gonna turn heel and set her sights on the women's world title. But that was the good. What about the bad? Number 1, where is AJ Lee? There's another week with that
Oh
AJ
yeah, what
Lee,
the hell?
the women's wrestler. AJ reportedly signed
I
a
forgot all
full-time
about Twin. What the
WWE
hell,
deal,
bro?
but she's been completely absent from WWE programming
I
since
shit knew it was gonna
WrestlePalooza.
happen though.
No explanation has been offered to where AJ is, which is incredibly frustrating as a viewer. Well, was the good, the bad, what about the downright ugly? As Jay again? As CM Punk's opponent for Saturday night's main event would be decided in
But it's like, bro, this nigga Jay Money now overall in Battle Warriors, Twin. Like, all of a sudden, that nigga just don't get out the ring, Twin. He can't get out the ring, like.
Royal. And in typical WWE fashion, they decided to go with main event Jey Uso as the winner. This has caused significant backlash online as fans are questioning why WWE.
Oh god, nigga could have been AJ or motherfucking LA Knight. I don't like that nigga though, but I'm not trying to see that there's no aura. He don't got no aura, Twin.
Have yet again gone with Jay in the world title scene, as it feels rather stale at this point in time.
Like, some people just can't be like, feel me, the top people, bro.
WWE would have Jay eliminate both LA Knight and Jimmy Uso simultaneously, which naturally furthered the established issues between the two brothers. A lot of fans were pushing for LA to get his moment, and Punk vs LA would have been a huge match to headline Saturday night's main event next month.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, WWE is still obsessed with the Jey Uso Inner Turmoil storyline. While it's virtually guaranteed that Punk wins the world title next month, it wouldn't come as too much of a surprise to see WWE go all the way with Jay's heel tendency.
Bro, this nigga running on winning, bro.
And have him
But
cheat.
Jay right there, like, see, he
What do you guys
ain't
think
in
of
the
Jay's
fifth,
win? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. Now, first story today looks at WWE fans unhappy with Jey Uso's win. Now, our top story today takes a look at the fallout from Raw as WWE officially stripped Seth Rollins of the world title. As expected, Rollins was stripped of the world title on Raw, and a new champion will be crowned next month at Saturday night's main event. The world title will be decided between CM Punk and Jey Uso, and to say that the reaction to Jey becoming #1 contender.
Y'all really wanna know why this shit ass though? It's because, like, okay, back then, like, that nigga just be winning this championship shit. And like, they made it with the story too, like CM Punk when he won in goddamn 2009. That nigga had a little money in the bank shit. He won that bitch. And like, they was calling him, like, he was saying, they was basically calling him a cheater and shit like that. Like, y'all know how that shit went with the story, Twin. And I think he lost that shit like the next month or something. But it just like kept going around with niggas like, nigga, even Punk touched that bitch and he was young as hell, bro. That nigga wasn't no star yet. But he had that shit, bro. He had it. Shit was hella niggas. Nigga Jeff Hardy had that shit. Feel me? Like, it was going around, bro. Like, even Dolph Ziggler had that shit at some point, like.
That is negative is an understatement. On WWE's YouTube upload of the match, it's
Damn, bro, they do not follow this nigga, bro.
gained over 27,000 dislikes and counting. There's probably going to be more when this video is edited.
40 over there.
Which is a sign that fans are furious with WWE's call to have Jey Uso win and become #1 contender. What was wrong with LA Knight winning? Well, as you imagine, there's actually a reason
Now I see Finn Balor in that bitch.
behind Jey Uso's win. Now, all signs pointed at WWE having Braun Breaker versus CM Punk for the world title at Saturday night's main event. But due to Breaker walking off with the world title last week and him parading the title on social media, it was an easy setup. But at the start of Raw, Breaker was forced to give the title back to Raw GM Adam Pearce. It was then more obvious at that point that WWE would go with LA Knight, but they decided to go with Jey Uso. But why exactly is this? Well, firstly, Jey is still insanely over with the audience, so it is a safe bet from Triple H to give him the nod. Jey has become one of Triple H's most reliable talents, and the chances of him ever being moved out of the main event picture are extremely thin. Additionally, assuming that Punk is winning the world title next month, Jey is definitely a name that can afford a clean pinfall loss. Jey is a name that consistently remains over despite losing on TV, so if Jey takes a loss at the show next month, it won't exactly hinder his popularity
He better not win.
or his connection with the audience. Whilst there was a vocal push from fans to see LA Knight get his moment, LA Knight has been incredibly protected on TV over the past 6 weeks or so WWE may wish to avoid him being pinned.
Build a website you love.
If you don't get it by now,
Wix.
nigga never
For
get
your
it, bro.
words,
It has been rumored that LA Knight is eventually going to get his world title win, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to happen in 2025. Naturally, this can be frustrating for fans, as we've seen time and time again over the years, insanely popular wrestlers just never receive their special moment. Hopefully, Triple H realizes just how special of a talent Knight is, and he does indeed have major plans for the following star. Jay being in the world title match also furthers this inner turmoil storyline. Jay would even throw out Jimmy Uso in the Battle Royal, so Jay is doing whatever it takes once again to reach the top of WWE. In fact, Naomi had some pretty sus advice for Big Jim, telling him all it takes is one car, one push. Still, Jay could even attempt to cheat in that match with Punk, and if he loses the match, which does seem likely, it'll create further tension with Roman Reigns. Reigns is set to return next month on the road to Survivor Series, and Reigns seeing that Jay failed to get the job done against one of his arch rivals could create a tense yet compelling dynamic. It's still unclear what exactly WWE has planned for War Games next month. Due to Rollins being injured, the planned Vision vs. Team Punk storyline has likely been dropped. Where does this leave big names such as Reigns? Time will only tell. Another factor is that the match has emerged just out of nowhere. Seth Rollins' injury only surfaced last weekend, so WWE had little time to build a new feud or a matchup. Jay and Punk have established issues on TV, so from Triple H's perspective, this match probably made the most sense, even if it did get fans angry about the situation. Next up, WWE makes major changes to Raw. Now it appears that plans involving Seth Rollins being stripped of the world title on Raw didn't go down as initially intended. According to WrestleVotes on X, the original plans were to play out differently, but creative changes were implemented at the last moment. A source backstage at WWE Raw in Sacramento tells me there were a lot of late changes to the opening segment where Adam Pearce stripped Seth Rollins of the World Heavyweight Championship. Original plans had things playing out differently than what we ultimately saw on screen. Now, although the report doesn't add what the original plans were, we can assume that the segment was always going to lead to Rollins being stripped of the title due to his injury. Could have been different in the way Bron Breakker would hand over the world title to Adam Pearce, as that segment just felt really awkward. Next up, the truth behind Jacob Fatu's injury. Jacob Fatu was written off TV on SmackDown last week, and although it was initially reported that the former US champion could be out for a long time, it's now been since reported that that isn't the case. Fatu is out of action due to having a dental procedure, and according to Brian Alvarez on the Wrestling Observer Live, Fatu could be back in time for Survivor Series War Games. They did an angle to get him out of the match. He was laying in a pool of his own blood and teeth, and there were teeth all over the place. He needs some sort of surgery, something involving his teeth. He will be back by Survivor Series weekend, so he's going to be out for a while. There is somewhat positive news as Survivor Series is next month, and Fatu could easily reignite his rivalry with Drew McIntyre on the Blue brand. Next up, WWE on ESPN is a complete flop. Last month, WWE presented their first show on ESPN, WrestlePalooza. Despite WWE actively marketing the show as an event that was going to be on par with a Big 4 PLE, the event received negative reviews from fans overall. In fact, so far it's been the worst PLE of 2025. And now it's surfaced that the event has completely flopped, and ESPN may be regretting their deal with WWE. On the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer stated that the new ESPN platform reached 2.1 million total subscribers, and WrestlePalooza reportedly only added around 100,000 to 125,000 subscribers. If every month ends up kinda like this one, it's worth $35 million a year. Now they're spending $325 million a year for $35 million a year of revenue coming from having these WWE events, which is a very bad number. That's why these companies are losing lots of money on this type of stuff, with the idea that down the road, we will get 50 million subscribers paying $30. We'll be able to afford all of this. This should raise major alarm bells for WWE. ESPN can't be happy with these numbers, and seeing the star power that was attached to the show, it's had to be considered one of WWE's biggest failures in recent memory. Next up, WWE ready to push Austin Theory. Now remember those rumors of Austin Theory being involved in the War Games match? Well, they were somewhat true. As WrestleVotes recently reported, there are still voices within WWE pushing to keep Austin Theory involved in the creative plans, even after the recent shuffling caused by Seth Rollins' injury. The idea of Theory joining the Vision was at least discussed, and he still has internal support moving forward to reappear on TV in a significant manner. But WWE really has to do something drastic to make Austin Theory look like a believable star. His booking after defeating John Cena just went straight down the toilet. Next up, WWE refused to help a dying wrestler. A news dropped yesterday related to the passing of former WWE star Mo from Men on a Mission. Now, unfortunately, it's also been revealed that Mo reached out to WWE to help with funds for a transplant, and WWE outright refused. It was reported on the Observer Radio stating he was bitter at WWE. He needed $30,000 down to get the transplant. He went to WWE and said, "You send me a letter every year that says you'll pay for rehab. I don't have a drug problem. I need a kidney. It'll cost you a lot less than rehab. WWE's policy is only to pay for drug rehab. That's it. Not cancer treatment, not organ transplant. A lot of the other guys got turned down too. Steve Williams with cancer, others. Somo was told no. This is definitely a policy that WWE should maybe review, as it's literally a drop in the ocean for WWE, and helping out a former star with their medical expenses isn't exactly going to put them out of business. We can understand from maybe WWE's perspective that if one wrestler reaches out to them, a number of wrestlers are going to reach out to them for maybe even minor things. WWE isn't a charity after all, but still wrestlers who did wrestle for them, putting their bodies on the line, should be taken care of. And finally, John Cena appears at the WWE PC. Our final story today takes a look at WWE great John Cena making a surprise appearance at the WWE Performance Center. Recently, Cena stopped off at the Performance Center, and this was revealed thanks to numerous NXT talents including Blake Monroe, Izzy Dame, and Nikita Lyons, all sharing photos from the visit. Cena was likely there to coach and mentor the NXT talents, and it's surprising that this didn't leak online, as Cena making an appearance of any kind is a huge deal. Cena would even take to X to state, "Thank you to everyone at the WWE PC for allowing me to learn from our incredibly gifted future. Staying curious and open-minded is a gateway for new knowledge and ideas. Anytime I get to spend with the present and future of the business, I love challenges the way I see it, and I'll always leave with new perspectives. I can't express how meaningful these visits are for me, truly grateful." Now, although Cena is retiring at the end of the year, he has confirmed that he will be making subsequent WWE cameos, so he could be making more appearances at the WWE PC. But there you have it, folks. I will look at Raw as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some...
Okay. Yeah, y'all boys, like, subscribe. We out.